We're doing s'mores. I don't need to say anything else. We're just doing s'mores. We're doing s'mores. S'mores. Let's be honest, the most interesting part about making s'mores is that you're around a campfire and you're toasting marshmallows. You're staying up way past your bedtime, eating a bunch of sugar right before bed. Let's do something about that.
Before I even started making my marshmallows, I mixed together roughly 1/3 cup each of cornstarch and icing sugar. Then I grabbed a 9x5 loaf pan, sprayed it with pan spray, and dusted generously with my cornstarch mixture. Off to a good start here. Once I cleaned up that disaster, I grabbed my mixer bowl and added 80 milliliters of water and 2 packs of powdered gelatin, making sure to swirl it around so it all hydrated, and then I set it aside to bloom. Then in a pan, I added 220 grams of white sugar, 80 milliliters of water, and 256 grams of corn syrup. And then I cooked that slowly on medium without stirring until all the water had evaporated and the temperature had reached 240 degrees Fahrenheit. Then I let the bubbles subside just a little bit and streamed my sugar syrup into the bloom gelatin with the whisk attachment on low until I had added all of my syrup. Then I turned the mixer up to high and let that go until it was thick, white, and had increased in volume considerably. Then I quickly dumped all of that in my dusted pan before it could start setting, dusted the top, and set it aside to set up, at least 6 hours. To make the chocolate mousse, I first separated 2 eggs, making sure to get absolutely no yolk in the egg whites. A little bit of egg white in the yolks is alright. Yeah, that should be fine. Then I whipped my egg whites in the KitchenAid until I got some nice stiff peaks, and over a pot of steaming water, I melted 100 grams of chocolate. You can do this in the microwave if you want, but I've always used a double boiler, so it's what I'm comfortable with. Then I stirred in my yolks, and oh, that doesn't look right. Then just folded in my egg whites, and I guess it's been a while since I made mousse. Alright, let's try that again. 2 eggs, whites, yolks. Maybe don't put so much white in the yolks this time. Whip the whites. I rained in about a tablespoon of sugar to help stabilize the egg whites too. Then again on a double boiler, I melted 50 grams of chocolate instead of 100. Then I let that cool for just a minute until roughly body temp so I don't cook my eggs. There we go, that's better, okay. Then I gently folded my egg whites into my chocolate until it's just combined, and tossed that in the fridge to set up for a few hours. Alright, let's move on to the easy part. To make my graham crisps, I took my Phyllo dough that I defrosted overnight in the fridge and laid out 1 sheet. Then, using a pastry brush, I brushed half it with melted butter. If it's not well coated, the layers aren't going to stick together. Then, I coated that with a layer of graham crumbs and a little sprinkle of sugar to help the layers stick together. I folded that over, gave it a little press, and did the same thing on the second layer. Butter, graham crumbs, sugar. Then I cut those to size. I wanted mine to be approximately the same as a cross section of my marshmallow, and transferred those to a baking sheet and baked them for about 8 to 10 minutes at 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Then I moved those to a cooling rack and set them aside, and with everything done, I was ready to build. First, I made my chocolate layer with a nice layer of chocolate mousse sandwiched between 2 graham crisps. I did this first and stuck them in the fridge, and they held up pretty well. Then I carefully removed my marshmallow from the loaf pan. This should come out pretty easily if the pan was properly dusted. Then, using a pan-sprayed knife, I cut roughly 1-inch slabs of marshmallow, dusting the cut size to prevent them from sticking together. I placed them on a graham crisp and toasted them under the broiler set to high, although if you've got a torch, please for the love of God, use it. Then I stuck my chocolate layer on top and shoved that ooey gooey s'mores in my face. Maybe I should have fork and knifed this one. Look, if you don't want such a mess, just let the marshmallow sit for a minute after toasting and it won't all squish out like that.
That's all I got for this one. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, consider subscribing, and of course, let me know down in the comments if you decide to make this for yourself. Let me know how it turned out. Thanks very much for watching, you guys. See you in the next one.
it.